Hi everyone and welcome once again to Southside Dodge Rebels this week. It's another jam-packed episode with 3 games worth of highlights to show you. We look back at the WHL trade deadline from a week ago, and a little bit later on we catch up with Alex Petrovic on the player profile. In the meantime, we go back to last Wednesday here at the NMAX Centrium as the Rebels played host to the Kootenay Ice.
Tonight they host the Kootenay Ice, live from the NMAX Centrium. The Rebels and Ice coming up next. On the right wing, Elson in front of the net, off the skate. Here goes to Maxwell and just wide of the net. Petrovic makes a nice little move, gets away from McKinley, gets it out left side to Ness, in over the ice line, back to Petrovic, pass. It goes back to him, he shoots, scores! Alex Petrovic! He got the pass right back, he puts it in. Rebels are up 1-0. To Reinhardt, all the way across to Max Reinhardt. His pass in front to Cherwonka, great save by Dubik. Incredible stop, loose puck in the slot. And on the right side to Pierce, he'll shoot it, blocker save by Dubik. The rebound, what a stop with the right pad. The ice end, English shoots it. The save Lewin, the rebound Lewin to stop. Loose puck, McKenzie hammering away. They're all smacking, it's still loose. It's in the crease, they're banging away. Inglis after it. It gets in near the slot and DeShano will flip it out. Isman to the point for Dirk. His shot blocked by Camby's, rebound, scores. Dirk shot it, tipped in by McKinley. And the Ice have tied the game at 1. He'll get it out to Petrovic, he's gonna drive, try and get by Wand. He'll go to the net, the shot off the end of his stick and it just goes wide. What a great rush. It goes to the point, penalty over. Bafford, left point, banks it off the M boards, it comes in front of the goal, and it gets right in front to Elson, the shot, the save by Lewin. Camby's trying to get it in front of the net. Right side, McKenzie in over the line, back to Robinson, he'll go to Petrovic, the shot off the post! He put it off the post as McKinley brings it out for Kootenay. Into the Rebel zone, hit hard by Dumba, puck goes into the corner. So here's Reinhardt. Reinhardt goes forehand, backhand, scores. Inglis pulls it wide to the right. Now comes in, shoots, save made by Lewin. Is 1-0 here in the shootout. Pierce shoots, tries to go glove side, great save by Dubik. Here's Pearson, backhand, great save by Lewin. Isman slows up, shoots, saved by Dubik. Petrovic, bunch of moves, backhand, it goes wide, and the Ice win it 2-1 in a shootout here tonight.
It was a hard-fought game. It had an intensity to it, and a tough one to come out on the wrong end of. We got a point out of it, but it's a tough loss. So we got to regroup here and get ourselves prepared for Friday night.
We battled hard and worked hard, but didn't get what we want tonight. But I think if we stick to that all season, and we'll come out on the better end.
Good goaltending at both ends in this game. Devin Dubik making 34 saves for the Rebels. Nathan Lewin, a sparkling 29 save performance for the Ice. Now right after that Kootenay game, the Rebels boarded their bus and headed east to Brandon for a massive 4-point game versus the Wheat Kings. Brandon leading the Rebels by 5 points for the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference heading into this game. Wheaties waste no time getting on the board, just 45 seconds in. After Devin Dubik made a save on Brendan Walker, Team Canada sniper Mark Stone gets his 28th of the season. Just like that, it's 1-0 Brandon. Rebels do respond less than 6 minutes later. Colton Mayer makes a nice pass over to Charles Inglis. He fans on it from the left circle, but the Rebels stay with it. Inglis gets it to Mayer, who is stopped. John Person then jams the rebound home. It's his 15th of the season, and it's 1-1. Brandon takes a 2-1 lead later in the first when Brody Melnichuk finds a weak spot under Dubik's arm for just his 3rd goal of the season. They take a 3-1 lead on the Rebels when Ryan Pollock's point shot goes in off a Red Deer defender. Wheat Kings led by 2 after 20. Corey Miette looks to bring the Rebels within 1, but he fans on his glorious scoring chance. We haven't shown you any Matthew Dumba hits yet today. Thankfully, number 24 obliges here with a solid jolt on Brendan Walker. Miette missed one earlier, but he would make good here as he corrals the rebound off Cale Detzel's point shot. Corey's 7th of the season comes on a power play, making it a 3-2 game. For the second time since coming over from Saskatoon, Devin Fafford drops the gloves, this time with Jens Mailer. Charles Inglis blasts home his first goal as a Rebel. It's his 10th of the season overall, and it ties this game at 3. Just over 1 minute later, Turner Elson starts the play, drops it to Dumba. He finds a wide open Mark McKenzie. He scores his first as a Rebel and first of the season. Rebels take a 4-3 lead to the third period. That lead would disappear in the opening minutes of the third. An absolute beauty by Mark Stone. His second of the game comes on the power play and ties this one at 4. But again, the Rebels would strike back. Chad Robinson snaps it past Brandon Anderson. It's his first goal since November, and it gives the Rebels a 5-4 lead. But they weren't out of the woods just yet, as Walker comes in and puts a move on Dubik, but puts the puck wide. Robinson comes in again and slides a sweet feed over to Tyson Ness, but he rattles it off the crossbar. Turner Elson comes in on a breakaway and puts a deke on Anderson, but the Wheaties goalie kicks out the pad to make the save. Later, a scary moment for Elson as he takes a point shot up high, but he would be okay and would return to finish the game. Rebels hang on for a huge 5-4 win in regulation. Not only did Dubik pick up the win between the pipes, he picked up an assist on Chad Robinson's game winner. Dubik has 2 helpers this year, both of them on game-winning goals. We mentioned that Robinson's goal was his first since November. He's only got 5 all year, but 3 of those are game winners. Somehow, number 17 has a knack for timing.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, anyone could have got it that night. I thought we battled pretty hard that night, and it just happened to be me, and it was a huge win for the team.
Coming up after the break, we look back at the Rebels' Saturday night game in Swift Current. We review the WHL trade deadline and look ahead to this week's action. We'll be right back. Southside Dodge Rebels This Week is presented by Southside Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Red Deer, Alberta. Welcome back to the show. Now, as nice as that win in Brandon was, the Rebels had to regroup because the very next night they were in Swift Current to take on the Broncos. And if you recall, those ponies won here in the NMAX Centurium 3-2 just 1 week earlier. And the Broncos open the scoring in this one at the 102 mark. The puck comes out front for Andy Blank, who scores just his second of the season. Matthew Dumba gets a pair of great scoring chances, but John Groenheid shuts the door. Then Joel Hamilton winds and fires a rocket on net, but Groenheid does the around the world for another great save. Devin Dubik standing tall in the Rebels' net, keeping this one a 1-0 game. But in the opening minute of the third period, Reese Scarlett is allowed to walk out of the corner while on the power play. His 7th of the year makes it 2-0. Tyson Ness then gets a couple of whacks at it, but once again, Groenheid makes the save. Broncos go up 3-0 when Graham Black digs it loose to Josh Durko, who scores his 4th. Rebels trying desperately to get on the scoreboard, but it just wasn't meant to be on this night. Ponies add one more for good measure as Coda Gordon converts on a Taylor Vaz rebound. 4-0 is the final score as the Broncos beat the Rebels yet again. It took him 133 games to do it, but John Groenheid finally picked up his first ever Western Hockey League shutout, making 25 saves. As you would expect, both players and coaches say the weekend was good, but not good enough for the Rebels.
Had a bit of a slow start, got down a couple, but I thought we did a good job of staying with it and regrouping and called our timeout in the first period. From then on, I thought we were the better team the rest of the way and showed some character digging in, coming back in a tough building to play in, and it was a huge 2 points for us and you know, something to build off of. And the next night we just didn't follow that up with the same effort. Our attention to detail wasn't there. Really, I thought that game in Swift Current was one of our poorer games of the season. So it was certainly disappointing. You know, not really sure why it happened. I don't know if we, you know, the focus in the room before the game seemed to be good, and we certainly felt we were prepared for it. But obviously, the result and not just the result, but the way we performed as well wasn't where it needed to be.
In Brandon, we didn't come out with the start we wanted to, but it was a pretty character win, pretty gutsy win by us. I think we came back and battled back and battled there at the end, and they made a push, and we ended up getting the win, and that was huge. Big confidence boost, I think, and huge for our team. And then I guess we turned around against Swift Current and wasn't quite the effort that we were hoping for. I don't think anyone was really expecting that. I don't know if we can really explain why we came out like that, but seems to be struggling against that team this year. It's tough.
The Rebels did gain 1 point towards the final playoff spot over the weekend. They trailed Brandon by 4 points, and they do have 2 games at hand. John Person continues to lead the Rebels in points with 39. Colton Mayer next at 33. Alex Petrovic leading their defense and scoring with 30. 3 games for the Rebels this week, starting Tuesday night at the NMAX Centrium versus the Calgary Hitmen. Prince George pays a visit on Saturday night, and a return date with the Hitmen takes place in Calgary on Sunday. Now, as we mentioned on last week's show, the WHL trading deadline has come and gone. General manager and head coach Jesse Wallen wanted to make a deal that improved the Rebels both now and in the future, but in the end, he stood pat.
Certainly wasn't that there wasn't anything happening. There was lots of activity, and I think we touched base with every team in the league, and as I'm sure every other team did as well. But in order for things to, or for a deal to take place, it has to make sense for both sides, and there just wasn't anything that made sense for us in doing. We looked at a lot of different options. We listened to offers. We made some offers ourselves, but ultimately there was nothing that was going to be a fit for us, and so nothing happened. So it was a busy day, busy couple days. There was lots going on, but just weren't able to get anything done.
A scary moment for Mark McKenzie came on Saturday night when he fell into the boards while checking a Broncos player. Not sure how long he'll be out of the lineup.
We had x-rays done in Swift Current, and they ruled out any kind of breakage, but he's going to see our orthopedic surgeon here on Tuesday to get a little more detail on what exactly happened. They're not sure exactly what went on, if it's to do with his collarbone or his shoulder, or exactly where he got injured. So we'll know a little bit more, but he's going to be out here for the next week or two anyhow. He's pretty sore right now.
Good news for a pair of Rebels when it comes to the latest NHL Central Scouting Service rankings for the upcoming entry draft. Matthew Dumba ranked 7th amongst all North American skaters. Patrick Bartosak, despite not having played in over a month, is number 10 amongst North American playing goaltenders. He is the undisputed anchor of the Rebels' blue line core, and he is widely regarded as one of the very best defensemen in the entire Western Hockey League. He's already drafted by the Florida Panthers, but here we get to know a little bit more about the man who wears number 7 for your Red Deer Rebels, Alex Petrovic.
My name's Alex Petrovic. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta. This is my 4th season with the Rebels.
Dumba with the puck on the left side, top of the circle. To Petrovic in the middle. His shot, score!
Growing up, I always followed my brother. He's a hockey player, and we used to go to the outdoor rink together all the time. And I just followed in his footsteps, play on the same teams through minor hockey. He's a little bit older than me, but growing up, same organization, and I got drafted to the Rebels in Bantam, the 2nd round. And I wanted to play in the WHL. I'm a big guy, and it's the fastest way to the NHL too. So that's the dream, to make it there. And my 16-year-old year, I made it, and just been going good since then.
For Scheidel, he gets pasted there by Petrovic.
In the summer, I like to play a lot of tennis. Obviously, I do a lot of training too, off-ice training, but I golf too. I'm usually on the ice too. You can never get enough of it, right? I can be pretty straightforward. I don't like to hide a lot of things. I'm usually to the point.
And here comes Petrovic up the left wing side, through the neutral zone, in over the ice line, shoots it, blocker saved by Lewin.
Just the speed of it, you go out there, you're flying around, the puck's moving, you get to feel the puck, just to go out there with the boys and enjoy it. There's no better sport out there. I love it, and growing up, I've always been out on the ice, so I think, it's the best game ever. I love it.
Well, that does it for this week's show. We'll see you again next time when we tell you about Dalton Seawalk's return to the Centrium as a member of the Prince George Cougars. As always, follow us on Twitter, online, and on Facebook. We'll see you next time.